Hey guys, and welcome to my patch notes review for the Polish Edition patch. And as you can tell, they redid the almost whole UI. And to be honest, in my absolute opinion, I despise this UI. I think this is the worst iteration of Trove UI that has ever been released. And it is because they're trying to give you too much information at this point. They're saying it's noob friendly, but this is not noob friendly. This is in the way, pushing the chat up. No reason for that to be there. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. But this whole left side needs to be fixed. I have no idea why they needed to add these. But hey, I guess some people wanted them. Maybe they didn't. I'm not sure. It's just my opinion. But as you can tell, coming soon. Very nice. Is the dragons. That's gonna be very cool. They also updated this part where it shows you the top loot that you can get from this week's Chaos Chest. You can actually click get Chaos Chest and then it takes you to their store, you know. It's the way Trove is becoming now. They just direct you to the store everywhere now. And even in the bottom left, that's the biggest circle. For no reason, really. Alright, so let's actually get on with the patch notes. Golden Thread updates. The new Golden Thread objectives are labeled to be newbie friendly. Let me pull that up. So, like right here, you can tell, travel to the cave and use left mouse to attack your foe. So it tells you how to do it, I guess. If you're an experienced player, you can buy anything on the store to complete the unlock class objective, and you can complete any dungeon for the tutorial dungeon objective, which are a couple new golden threads that they've added. So let's close this because this actually comes in later. Appearances now bound by class. This is actually probably the most interesting or really only update in this patch that I actually liked. So say you want to play your Draculite, but his face, because you want to be a human for most of the other classes, he had to be a human. Well, now you can go to the barbershop, change him to a... Where is it? What happened? Oh, I guess it's only for hair and skin tone. Okay, so you can't do what I actually thought you would be able to do with this. So that kind of brings it down for me. But you can change your character's skin color and their hair with hair color, eye color, and it is saved to this character specifically. It used to be you made your character and that's who it is for every class you choose. Now it's specific, so the Draculite can be a little bit tanner than my Fey Trickster with some red hair, and then the Fey Trickster can have green hair, and it will save them individually. Still kind of cool. I just kind of thought that they would at least allow you to change your race. Maybe that might be coming later. I would hope so, because that's actually the thing that I wanted. Starter pack is now available for only 8 days after you start playing the game. In the near future, there will be more deals to replace it, but it's still one of the best around. For now, this will still be available on the welcome screen despite timing out. Take advantage while you can. So this will only be available for up to 8 days after you start playing Trove, then it disappears. And I'm guessing that is what they started adding these things in for, is they're going to be adding more starter packs down the line and just making you be able to scroll down and choose which one you want. Or something like that. I mean, I can't tell the future, so. New compass. This is another good update. Added a compass. The compass shows not yet completed dungeons and layers if you are close enough to them. So we'll just go into this portal as an example. So the compass has always been there, or not really the compass, but you could always see which way you're facing in the top left. And there's actually kind of a bug where it's a little off-center. In the top left, as you can tell, FPS and location are overlapping the F1 button. And that's because there used to not be a button there. It used to just say F1. And so, now that I'm in a biome that has dungeons, once I get near a dungeon, it's going to show a little castle tower. As you can tell, northwest is this dungeon. If you turn around, it's going to show it against one of the corners. And if you turn and turn, it'll eventually pop up. So even if you're not facing it, you can still see it on your compass. And that's actually a pretty good update for someone like me that does Let's Plays, and I don't really pay attention to the map like this that much to see if it was completed or not. So that's a good update. Okay, so Golden Thread update. This is the one that I was holding off on. So if you press J and bring up your Golden Thread, they adjusted the tutorial world experience and added a number of new Golden Thread objectives. So these are for basically going through the tutorial world. I can actually show you. They may still have the signs there to guide you through, but the golden threads are what is supposed to be the tutorial now, and I think that's actually pretty cool. So you start the tutorial. I don't know what comes up first, maybe your first step or whatever, and then it says your first fight. So as you're going through, I think it might make you fight something, I'm not sure. Yeah, so now you do your first fight. It's gonna say you have to left click to attack the enemy. I actually don't have a weapon on me. It's on my Fit Trickster. And then you'll do that one, you'll move on, and then you'll dig through the wall and get a surprising 4,250 cubits for digging through the first wall. And then it's basically there's a new tutorial. I can't really say tutorial that well. I think I speak too fast. And so some iterations on it. Some of these objectives are very specific, like unlocking a class and completing a certain quest. They will trigger, at least for now, on any store purchase or quest complete, so that way experienced players can also do them. So, someone like me that has played this game for a while, I don't have to type /tutorial and go through this. I can just do one of them that don't require you to be in that tutorial, and it will unlock all of them. Kind of like, I don't remember which gameplay video I did, but I was gonna do all the golden objectives, and they all completed at once after doing something. So that's what that sounds like it's going to do. The mastery-based golden thread objectives have had their qubit rewards reduced. I think they gave 5,000. I'm talking too fast right now. They gave 5,000, now they give 1,000. So they did reduce them. Maybe they gave 3,000 or something, but I'm sure if you already... Yeah, I saw 14,000 qubits. So if you already did them, you still kept your qubits, so that's actually pretty good. Assault and Dark Heart quests can now be started by attacking the Ominous Tome and Dark Heart trigger, so you don't have to walk up to them and press E anymore. You can still do that, but now you can just attack them from afar and they'll start, which is good in certain situations. The hub portal in the tutorial is gone, and players must progress to the enter the hub golden thread before they can use H. So, say you get to the top of the tower, and that is the last golden objective for the tutorial, and then you'll unlock the thing up there, this new button. Okay, so I have to scroll down real quick. Alright, so Chaos Chests have been randomized. They contain zero-line wings and more, which you already saw from the welcome screen. That's the top Chaos Chest loot this week. Mechanics. New players no longer start with a class coin. I never really started with one because I played since Alpha, so I never knew they added that, but I guess they took it out. Pressing and holding an ability button while another ability is active now causes the first ability to trigger as soon as the second one ends. So I couldn't really find a class where I can see that. I know there's probably a class that does that, where it's kind of like a channeled ability, but I couldn't figure it out. If you guys know how to do it, let me know, but at least from reading, it's just a queuing system. You use an ability, if it's still going, it'll queue the next one that you press instead of deactivating the main one. So maybe it's like the Neon Ninja, where I actually said not that long ago, where I kind of felt like it was a bug, because if you use your shuriken after pressing your ultimate, it cancels your ultimate. Maybe that isn't the case anymore. I'm not really going to check, because it's going to make this video go on for too long. I need to stop talking fast. Pressing and releasing an item button while holding an ability button no longer ends the ability. So say you're holding this one to throw your bomb, or at least your actual direct light bomb, and then you press R, in my case, to actually use a real bomb. It's no longer going to cancel out my number one ability and use the bomb. It's going to keep this one active. So I guess that's good in some cases. Players can no longer drop items while dead, so say if you die, and then you can just go into your inventory and still throw something on the floor. You can no longer do that. Players now need Master Rank 2 to enter Club Worlds. So that's, again, I'm guessing for bots, so bots can't just join a club world and spam their club world chat for, you know, $17, 1,000 flux, whatever it is. Okay, so now moving on to adventuring. Completed dungeons will now remain in the UI and show they've been completed. I'm guessing that's just the same thing as, you see there's a tower on the compass, it's gonna actually cross it out, maybe. I'm not sure. Obviously, that's gonna be really easy to find out. You can no longer enter adventure portals that are too high level for you. I could show you that one. But, however, you can still be invited to them, but this may not stay forever. So you may not be able to be invited to a U1 as a level 1 forever. So let's take my Boomeranger, he's level 5. He cannot go to the Master level zone, because that requires level 8. He cannot go to the Elite. Actually, well, see, that's a lie. He can go to the Elite, because it's level 6, 7, but he can't go to these two. So it's actually not... Okay? Yeah, see? So I don't know. It's probably a bug, maybe. I'm not sure if that's intended. Dungeon entry and exit portals can now be seen properly from every angle. Exit and entry portals are now more easily differentiated from each other. So again, I mentioned that in one of my Let's Play videos. I was saying how if you look up and you kind of see through your character, you can't see the portal through your character. Or if you look this way, you won't be able to see the portal. And I guess they fixed that. Which is good, because that was something that I complained about in a Let's Play video. You can now interact with portals from further away. So kind of like club worlds. Yeah, I need to stop talking. Or cornerstones. I can activate it from that far. Same deal with the portals now. I can now go to the hub from this far. That's actually pretty cool. If you have like an open cornerstone, you can just be far away and enter a portal if you need to move on. UI and settings. Moving items now move full stacks by default, which is a good update. So say, oh hang on, I used the portal, I know it's very delayed. Say I want to move all 447 cupcakes. Once I let go of the click, it used to bring up this screen I can show you. Or maybe I can't. It used to bring up the screen that said, how many do you want on? You could press the triple arrow going up and it'll do all of them. Now it's just default. You don't have to specify. Okay, so right click now equips items. So say I don't have bombs on my inventory. Oh, you have to right click it. That's underneath that one. Right click unequips the items, but right click also equips them, so you don't have to drag them there anymore and drag them off like I was trying to do. There are new buttons on the lower left of your screen to help you find the most frequently used windows. Again, this is very unneeded, very in your face, and I don't know. I don't like it at all. Of course, they make the store the biggest, and then they say your character, your collections, and your inventory are the most used. But they're key bindings, so I don't know why they added that. That's just my opinion, though. Added new how to play screens. See these by going to the how to play thing in the escape menu. So now it used to be one long list. Now it's little screens to tell you in sections that relate to what you're trying to do. And that's for players that don't really know how to play the game or just starting out. Control settings no longer display left next to Shift, Alt, or Control. This may require you to rebind some actions if you're using these keys. So if you went to your settings and controls, say if a shift, it used to say left shift. Now it won't, it'll say shift. Say if I wanted to change my number 1 to shift 1, it would say left shift 1. Now it's just going to say shift 1. So that's a little polish right there. The health and energy globes on the hotbar have returned to the opposite sides. So down here, the health globe is now its own circle and the energy is now its own circle again, instead of being in the middle combined. So I guess there is enough complaints for them to just revert that, which I hope they do for this. Bring this back down. Come on, that's just out of place. Short tooltips are now displayed for item slots on the adventure mode hotbar. So that's these. It'll say the little tooltips. I don't remember if they weren't there before, but I guess they are now. If they weren't. The cancel key now closes windows, which it always has, at least for me. But gotta scroll down. Now we're in classes. Dracolite. Fishing while in dragon form will no longer cause players to get stuck, which is good. Fade Trickster, they buffed the basic attack of the speed of the basic attack. Same with the Gunslinger and the Ice Age. However, the Ice Age, they also updated the Ice Age Frozen Ward will no longer sometimes remain after changing classes. So if you use your bubble and then you change, say, to the Boomeranger, sometimes it would keep your bubble and you would get the benefit of it. Now that's gone, which it should be. Decrease the maximum range of Icicle Drop for the Ice Age. Where's it? Okay. So what is Icicle Drop? I actually do not know. I'm guessing they meant Ice Crash? So, yeah, you can tell my cursor is all the way at the edge of this little platform, and it's barely going in front of me next to even it. So that's actually kind of a nerf. You know, a couple episodes ago in my Let's Play, I was standing on one side of a hot air balloon, I guess it is, in the desert biome, and I could just stand over there while nuking down the guy on the opposite side, and they basically reduce the range so you can't do that anymore. Decrease block damage of Icicle Drop, which is, again, I don't know why they keep calling it Icicle Drop, but that's something that I actually like I said, just last video, I think. You shouldn't be able to break blocks so easy from your main ability. I literally just said that and they changed it, which is pretty coincidental but also awesome. It still seems like they break at a decent rate, but it's not anywhere compared to what it was before. So that's good. For the Neon Ninja, they fixed a bug where the Neon Ninja basic attack didn't work after switching from Boomeranger. I never ran into that one, but that's good. Crafting, reduce the basic forge and deconstructing crafting cost. Those are just from the Cornerstone crafting bench. They reduce the cost to 15 shapestone each. I don't really remember what they were before, but that's all, just 15 shapestone for the forge and the deconstructor. You can now craft items up to 9,999 items at once. Alright, so say you wanted 10,000 deconstructors. Well, I can't do that. Let me show you something else. Let's go with cubes, because this is actually the biggest thing that it helps out with. Cubes, say you wanted max cubes. I want to actually do max cubes with. Right there. So if I wanted 10,000 also brown cubes, I can now craft them all at once, which is good. Deconstructing, higher level shadow rings should deconstruct for more resources. That is shadow level 2 to 4. Shadow level 3 with high star values should now deconstruct for slightly less, which is what they did last week with the shadow level 2 items. And shadow level 4 rings now deconstruct into a bit more resources, which I didn't really notice because I don't remember what they changed last week, because they also upped it last week. And I think it might have been 45 flux instead of 50, so I think that's all they changed. I think it was still 5 flux for a max level ring, but I'm not too sure. I would have to check back on my last video for that one, or last patch notes video. I have to scroll down a little bit more. The Lifesaver Flask now appropriately resets death save. Wait, I don't have that flask, so I can't really show you, but I'm guessing it's working as intended now. When using a flask, heal effect now applied immediately instead of after drink animation. One of the biggest complaints with Trove, with most of the player base, is the fact that flasks are so slow after you use them, and this is to help accommodate for that, for I guess the high ping that Trove has. So that's also very good. The player model is now appropriately transparent when entering a world in build mode. So say I'm in build mode and I go to U1, sometimes you wouldn't even appear at all, you'd be completely invisible. Now you're gonna change straight into your normal form. You can't even do that anymore, I guess. Mounts are now transparent in build mode. So that's good, because sometimes you couldn't see past your mount when you're trying to place a block. Players and enemies will no longer sometimes appear to warp upward after stepping on a vertical launch pad. I never ran into that one, but I guess it's good. Other players will no longer sometimes appear to continue attacking after dying. I actually have seen that before, so I'm glad they fixed that, because it seems like, or sometimes you would think they're still alive and tanking for you when they're not. Fixed bug where path preview remained in the world if you died while aiming a throw. So if you died, I actually encounter that a lot. Say I'm holding a bomb and I died, it would still show that little line, the little white line. So they fixed that. Okay, added dungeon chest art and visual effects. I'm not going to show you that because that would take too long to get a dungeon chest, and this is already a long video. Added new visual effects for teleporting to the hub. That's actually a pretty cool one. Instead of aiming up like this with all the classes, every single class would do that. And it'd be orange, if I remember. It's now blue, and it changes per class what they do. Updated random cost box visual. I don't have one of those, so I can't really show you. A unique sound now plays when you upgrade a rarity at a forge. So say you went from shadow level 1 to 3 or 2, it's going to play a sound, which I guess is pretty cool. And rare bears and birds description text no longer refers to them as being part of a collection. So dead bear, say that was like 4 of 12. It's not going to say that anymore. They don't show you the collections anymore. And that's actually it. I know I was talking pretty fast and I probably slurred a lot, but I'm trying to get this video out there pretty quickly. But if you enjoyed the video and want me to make a guide about something, remember put it in the comments below. And if this video gets 5 likes by my next video, I'll post a guide on the top comment. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.